Welcome back to Digitalk. So I have posted many videos in our channel, okay, specifically on the implementation of the horizontal clustering in WebLogic server. Okay, there are multiple videos. If you wanted to implement the horizontal clustering, then you can search for the horizontal clustering, and then you will get the multiple sessions, which will give you the complete end-to-end action plan with the executions, how to configure that. Okay, but on top of that, I have been getting multiple requests to explain the concept of horizontal clustering, specifically covering the high availability of admin server, which is one of the most common questions in the interviews. Okay, how we can ensure the high availability of admin server, what could be the architecture in that case. Okay, so it depends when we do the horizontal clustering. Okay, so we have two different ways to implement the architecture. Okay, and one architecture is decide the high availability of your admin server. Okay, so I'm going to talk about both when you implement the horizontal clustering. So what are the two options that I'm talking about, where in one of the options we implement the admin server high availabilities. Again, there are some more other ways as well. Okay, but I'm telling you the way that we mostly follow in the industry for admin server high availability. Okay, in the horizontal clustering. So let me first quickly cover what exactly is the horizontal clustering. Okay, so clustering in the sense where clustering is a group of multiple application servers for the high availability, load balancing, and failover, right? So that we have a multiple WebLogic servers are running in the cluster. So if any one of them get crash, the other will serve the request, and the request should get load balances between each and every one, right? And then apart from that, this give you the complete high availability solution in a nutshell, right? So that means when we configure a cluster in a WebLogic server, we ensure that every server should be part of same cluster. Okay, and each and every server can be running on the different machines, or different servers or virtual machines can be. It could be your virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, virtual machine 4, virtual machine 5. It could be many, depend on the applications. Right. So now for that, we have a centralized location from where we completely manage all of the servers, and that is called the admin server. Right. And each and every domain has only one admin server. You can have only one admin server in a domain, and each server in the cluster should be part of the same cluster. Okay, you cannot span the managed servers across the different clusters. Okay, should be part of same cluster. Right. So now when we implement a cluster solution, okay, I will give an example of two node cluster. For example, if you are going for a two node cluster solution, okay, in the WebLogic server. So how we configure that one? Now suppose that this is our virtual machine 1, and this is our virtual machine 2. Okay, so basically what could be the configuration in that case when we do the horizontal clustering? So we will have the WebLogic installation on both servers, here and here, both place, right? After that, we may have admin server on VM1. Along with that, we have managed server 1 on VM1, and then managed server 2 we want on the VM2. And these two managed servers I want to be part of the cluster. Right. So admin server will be only one. So I have decided it could be will be on my machine 1, virtual machine 1. Okay. And my managed server where I'm going to deploy my applications will be in the separate machines for high availability. Managed server 1 on virtual machine 1, managed server 2 on virtual machine 2. Right. And this is my cluster. So this is basically defined as horizontal cluster. Right. Because this is a span across different machines. Okay. So now in this situation, what I'm talking about right now, suppose that if my this virtual machine get crash where my managed server 2 is running, my application is still accessible from the managed server 1. Right. Now suppose that virtual machine 1 crashed, my application will be accessible from managed server 2. But my admin server will not be accessible in this case, right? Because admin server is running on my virtual machine 1, and if it is crashed, my admin server is also crashed. You can't able to do any functionality which is provided by the admin server. Like any kind of a administration of your domain you can't do because admin is also down. Correct. So in this situation, we define a architecture where we ensure the high availability of the admin server. So high availability doesn't mean that you will have a two admin server in a domain. Admin server will only have one in a domain. You can't have two. Okay, and it should be running only on the one machine at a time. Okay, you cannot have like the managed servers where two managed servers are running and then requests are getting served from managed server 1 and managed server 2. In this way, you can't configure the admin server. You will always have one admin server and it is running on only one machine at a time. Okay, but high availability in the sense, if this machine is crashed, which is going to take some time to recovery, in between, you can bring up your admin server on the available machine, right? So here, if I say this machine is crashed, my admin server is down, so you can immediately bring up your admin server on machine 2 from here and you can access the admin server, right? So this is the functionality that is defined at the admin server high availability, okay, and which we can achieve with the help of the architecture that we configure in case of a horizontal clustering. Okay, now how we implement that? So we have a two kind of architecture. Let me quickly explain you that as well. Now, in architecture 1, without the high availability of admin server, how it could be like? This is my virtual machine 1. This is my virtual machine 2. Okay, so here I have installed my WebLogic server. Here I have installed my WebLogic server. Okay, and then after that I have configured my domain here. Okay, and during the configuration of a domain, I have selected the location for my domain, location or the directory for my domain, which is in my this particular server. Okay, for example, I have a block device SDA in this particular VM machine, or you can consider it as a simple storage or a block storage. Okay, you may have a block storage where you have defined a file system U01. Okay, so when we create the domain in this situation, okay, so we define the local path of my this particular machine for the domain, this complete domain. Okay, so I will have my admin server and manage server 1, and then when we configure the horizontal clustering, here I have manage server 2, so we pack the domain from here and we unpack here. Simple, right? So this is a non HA configuration, non high availability configuration for your admin server, because admin server is locally running here in a storage which is locally accessible to your only first virtual machine, right? So if this server is get crash, your admin server is also get crash, right? Because every configuration of admin server as well in the local file system of your virtual machine 1. Right. Now, to achieve the high availability for admin server in the horizontal clustering, how we can achieve that one? So that we achieve in a way, this is my virtual machine. I'm talking about architecture 2. This is my virtual machine 1 and this is my virtual machine 2. Okay. So, and then we have a shared file system. Okay. NAS or NFS, which is a shared file system between two machines, VM1 and VM2. So that means this shared file system will be accessible from both machines, from here as well as from here, right? So now we install the WebLogic server on both machines, and when we start creating the domain on machine 1, so this domain we specify the location first of the NAS or shared drive. Okay, and this shared drive will have the domain only for the admin server, right? So that means you have initiated the domain wizard, config wizard, and during the configuration of wizard, you have provided the domain location in the shared drive. Okay, now suppose that in this shared drive, we have given a location, uh, Oracle, and then middleware, domain, and then you have given a name for a domain, right? So now, once your domain is created, your domain in the NAS, in the shared drive, which is accessible from virtual machine 1 as well as virtual machine 2, right? After that, what you need to do for manage server 1 and manage server 2, you need to pack the domain which is in the shared drive here. You need to pack this domain and you need to unpack this in a separate location on machine 2 as well as on the machine 1. This is the main difference, right? So if you talk about this architecture where we have just created the domain in the primary machine, and after that we have packed the domain and unpacked in the secondary machine. If you compare it with this architecture to what we are doing, the initial domain we have created in the shared directory. After that we have packed the domain And after packing the domain, we have extracted in some different location in for manage server 1 as well as for manage server 2 in the both machines. Still confused? Let me clarify this as well with the architecture. Okay, I will explain with the some directory structure. Okay, now this is my okay, let me draw it again. This is my sorry, this is my virtual machine 1. This is my VM1. This is my VM2, and then I have a shared storage between both the machines, VM1 and VM2. I have installed my WebLogic server on both machines. Okay, after that, I have initiated the configuration wizard from here, config.sh, to create my domain. And when I am configuring the domain, I have given a directory in my shared directory. For example, let me take a location, U01 Oracle domain, and I have given the name, for example, my domain. So once the wizard is done, your domain is in the shared drive, and which is accessible from here as well as from here, both location. Okay, and other important thing, and which is very important thing, when we configure this domain, okay, for which is will be in the shared drive, okay, the listen address of your admin server should be the VIP, virtual IP. It's not the actual IP of your server. Okay, so VIP is an IP which you can create in parallel with your actual IP in your system. Okay, the benefit of virtual IP, this virtual IP can be running on any of the server. Okay, so that means when we have configured a virtual IP, anytime it can be running on my VM machine 1, or we can start it on the VM server 2 as well. Okay, so once you are start with VIP on machine 1, then whatever the IP of this VIP, for example, 16.2.4.50, this is the VIP virtual IP. So when you start this virtual IP on virtual machine 1, then this will be listening on the machine 1. And if suppose that you bring it down here and you bring it up here, this particular virtual IP, then this will be listening on this server. Okay, we can start and stop virtual IP on any server. This is one of the very important prerequisite for your admin server high availability. Okay, so you have configured the domain, you have provided the listen address and virtual IP, and your domain is created here, right? So now this is our admin domain, which is on the shared drive. Now you need the domain for your manage server 1 and for your manage server 2, right? So then you pack this domain. Once it is packed, you can unpack for the manage server in a separate directory on the same machine, first machine, and similarly you need to unpack in a different directory in this particular machine. Okay, for example, I have given U01 and some path here, similarly U01 and some path here, right? So now in that case, what will happen when we start our admin server? Okay, first, okay, I decided that my admin server will be on my virtual machine 1. So my this virtual IP is up and running on this particular server because I have decided that I need my admin server to be on this machine. Okay, now anytime if this machine get crash where your admin server is running, so what you will do in that case, you will immediately bring up the this virtual IP here in second machine. So once your this virtual IP is now running on your virtual machine 2, okay, after that you can access the admin console easily because the complete admin directory and the files are there in the shared directory, which is accessible from both locations, right? So if the complete admin server directories and files are accessible from any of the servers, and now the only dependency was virtual IP, and now your virtual IP is running on virtual machine 2, so that means you can access your admin server as usual as you were accessing it from the virtual machine 1. This is the way how we configure the high availability for admin server. Along with that, how we configure the horizontal clustering, like with the help of pack and unpack command. So hope now the concept is clear to you, and still you have any doubt, then you can write to us at digitalk.fmw at gmail.com. We'll reply on that.